and I cherish all of you for allowing me to come back and join this group.
I came to Andover from I'm from Falmouth Foreside, Maine, and originally. And we had several students from Falmouth Foreside who came here at the same time I was. And one of them, Wynn Smith, who was in the next class of 52, whatever it was, he said that they have a hockey tournament up at Hebron Academy. And we'll go up, maybe we'll watch the game, whoever is playing, whoever. So I believe they said that Andover will be playing there. So I said, sure, Wynn, that sounds like a good idea. So we drove up of a cold winter vacation day, and we found where they had the hockey rink. It was artificial ice because didn't even need artificial ice around the 4th of July. It was nice and solid. But so we went out to watch, and I saw the strangest looking group of people on the ice practicing. And I said to Wynn, Wynn, what, are we in the right place? And he says, geez, Cobby, I don't know. Here were guys who, they were quite big, and they had kind of mustaches and kind of it's kind of sideburns. And suddenly we realized they were all speaking French. I says, holy Maloney, if that can't be the Hebron Academy team. It was. And they were retooling for kind of the New England championships in their own league. I don't believe that Andover and Hebron were in the same division, but I mean, these guys were devastated. I mean, these guys were just in practice, were knocking each other around, crashing into the boards. I said, oh my God, our guys are gonna take some, they're gonna have to toughen up for this one. Well, apparently the toughening up part was done mostly at George's expense. I believe we tried to, I don't know if I spoke to George, but I did speak. Was George Van Angelis there?
GVA, yeah.
GVA was there. I says, GVA, I said, you guys are in trouble up to here. And he says, son of a bitch, we'll kill him. I says, yeah, wait. I says, son of a bitch, we'll kill him. I'll tell him you said that, only I can't speak French. So anyway, when I first came to Andover for my first day or so, I was advised that everybody, the new students, were to go over to George Washington Hall for a slight address by John Kemper. And one of the guys in my dorm says, you're going to go over to hear the headmaster. He says, got a tip for you. I said, oh, fine, first. I said, what is it? He said, take notes. I says, take notes? For what? The guy says, you never can tell. Brownie points. Yes, as John Kemper said. I says, on his opening address. I said, all right. So anyway, we get there, and I don't know, there's a couple of hundred of us or whatever it was. So John Kemper came out, and I don't know how many of you, of course, all of us know him, but maybe some of you didn't. He was he was a serious guy. He was not grim, but he was no comedian either. And he was an attractive guy with a kind of a grayish crew cut fit. So he came out and he said, hand out and said, welcome to the Phillips Academy, also known as Andover. So I said, well, we can live with that. And he said, attendance at this school will define your life. And he said, by define your life, you will be a different person for attending this school. I said, well now. And he said, Andover teaches you three things. Andover teaches you the necessity to show up. And he said, that's easy, because you live here, and you don't have any choice, so you're going to show up. And he said, and Andover will teach you, number two, to listen carefully. He said, you're going to do that because that's what you're going to do. And we're not here to get advice from you. We're here to tell you what's going on. And number three, we are going to tell you to do what you're expected to do. Okay? So he said, now, that sounds simple. He said, what we are not here, this is not a trade school. We don't teach you how to cook food. We don't teach you how to play bridge. We don't teach you anything like that. What we are teaching you to do is, he said, I did not go to Andover or a similar school. I went to the United States Military Academy. We had these 3 rules, which were called, in the vernacular, show up, shut up, and do what you're told. He said, I'm not trying to be rude to you, but that'll carry you a long way down the road. He said, now, if you do those 3 things, he said, you will, with your combination of going to school here, with a very fast-track school, with the self-discipline that you will have to apply to yourself to succeed in this school, you will succeed in a way, and you will attain a patina of authority about yourself, such as we get when I walk into something in the military with my ring from the United States Military Academy. He said, that doesn't prove anything. That doesn't prove that I'm one of the greatest soldiers ever. But he said, it's a credential that is yours. You've won that. You've earned it and you've won it. And he said, you have won it. It's a wonderful thing to have. And he said, don't ignore it, don't discredit it, and honor it. And be an honor to the school, and be an honor to yourself, and good luck. And I've never forgotten those words that he said. And I have indeed, it did define my life. It has up and down, and it defined all of our lives who went to this school. We are different people than if we had stayed wherever we were. I was at Falmouth High School. I mean, there's nothing the matter with Falmouth High School, but, well, I mean, it wasn't exactly fast track. Anyway, I deeply appreciate. By the way, as an aside, I was slightly misunderstood when I got to Andover. I had just hurt my leg skiing. I didn't even like skiing. I was from Maine. I didn't care about skiing. If it was skied, it's not any fun at all. It's like sailboating. I mean, you think doing a sailboat's any fun? I said, ready, about, hard, a bang. I said, what the hell are you, what are you talking? This guy said, didn't you hear me say? I said, I don't know what ready, about, hard, a means. So anyway, I'm surprised I survived sailboating and skiing. I didn't survive skiing too much. But anyway, when I arrived here, I've never been shy or lacking for a certain amount of confidence. And it was suggested that I was sarcastic. And what I was really trying to do was, I saw certain inadequacies of some of my associates, and I would try to phrase it in a manner that might be tactful. I wasn't being sarcastic. I was trying to be nice. Then I get on when they do the class poll, I'm ranked as bitter. And the guys who were also ranked was Bob Marcus and Harry Martin. Those guys were bitter. Oh my God. Oh, hi Bob, stick it in your ear, jerk. This is Bob. Harry Martin is a dear friend of mine. He said, I'm not going to a reunion. He said, why not? He said, because when I told him last year to George, I don't know who George thinks he is, but my speech on foreign affairs was, I had to cut back to an hour, and he said that I couldn't possibly do it that long, so screw him. I'm not going to. I says, that guy is bitter. And then I was class wit, which was a mistake. I've never thought of myself as witty. I mean, it's occasionally a phrase does come to mind. But anyway, Andover did define my life. I look back at it as enormously special times. And the question 12 was, how would you recommend that Andover make changes or improvements? My recommendation is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This is a tremendous place, And just because they only let in one of my 5 kids, there's no need to be bitter. My cash contribution, of course, has to be distributed elsewhere.